WWII's Forbidden Gear, 7 uniform items you can't own today. Before we dive into this fascinating part of WWII history, take a second to subscribe if you haven't already. Every week we uncover the forgotten, forbidden, and unbelievable stories from the world's most chaotic era, the Second World War. Now, onto today's topic, the pieces of WWII gear so unique, powerful, or controversial that they've been banned from ownership or reproduction today. Some are forbidden for political reasons, others for safety or ethics, and a few simply because of the dark history they carry. Yet all of them remind us that what a soldier wore could represent more than just protection. It could symbolize identity, power, and sometimes fear itself. Let's explore 7 WWII uniform items you can't legally own or wear today. Original SS uniforms, symbols of a dark legacy. Among the most strictly controlled military garments in the world, Nazi SS uniforms are banned from sale or public display in most countries, including Germany and Austria. These uniforms, sleek, black, and designed to intimidate, became symbols of terror under the Third Reich. Their visual power was intentional, crafted by Nazi propagandists to project superiority. After the war, the Allies destroyed most remaining stock, and today, owning or displaying authentic SS attire is illegal in much of Europe. Collectors can only legally own reproduction pieces for film or educational use, and even then, the restrictions are heavy. It's one of the few uniforms in history whose design itself became a war crime's visual symbol. German paratrooper helmets with original decals. The iconic Fallschirmjäger helmets of German paratroopers were instantly recognizable and, deadly effective. Their low-profile design made them safer than Allied helmets and, honestly, influenced future models around the world. However, the original Luftwaffe decals and insignia, featuring swastikas and eagle emblems, are now prohibited symbols in several European nations. It's legal to own a reproduction or stripped version, but a helmet with untouched Nazi insignia intact is considered, an illegal artifact in many countries. For collectors, it's a fine line between history and hate. One reason museums are the only safe place to see authentic ones. Japanese Imperial officer swords, or gunto. World War II. Japanese officers carried a weapon of deep symbolism, the gunto, or military sword. Many were hand-forged from family heirlooms, others mass-produced, but all represented honor and command. After Japan's surrender, Allied forces confiscated hundreds of thousands of these swords. Some were shipped to the United States as trophies, but true imperial-marked gunto are now tightly restricted. In Japan, they're treated as national cultural artifacts under strict registration laws. Outside Japan, owning or importing one with an authentic imperial chrysanthemum stamp is often prohibited without documentation proving historical or museum use. Concentration camp guard badges and armbands. It may sound morbid, but during World War II, even the guards of concentration camps wore distinctive armbands and badges denoting rank or role. These symbols are, honestly, among the most banned artifacts on Earth. Because of their direct association with genocide, nearly every nation bans private trade or display of authentic items from concentration camps. Even replicas are heavily restricted online and at auctions. Museums may preserve them to teach history, but for private ownership, these items cross an ethical and often legal line that really no serious historian wants to touch. Allied experimental body armor. Long before Kevlar, Allied engineers tested several forms of experimental body armor for infantry and bomber crews. Some used steel plates, others early fiberglass composites. After the war, many were scrapped or classified due to their materials, which contained asbestos and toxic adhesives. Today, owning or wearing these prototypes is banned in most places for safety reasons, not politics. Collectors who find them at surplus auctions are often required to turn them over for decommissioning, since the protective materials themselves have degraded into dangerous dust. Luftwaffe, flying goggles with radioactive lenses. One of World War II's strangest forbidden items comes from the German Air Force. Some Luftwaffe pilot goggles were manufactured with lenses containing trace amounts of thorium, a radioactive element used to enhance clarity. While safe in small doses, long-term exposure could be hazardous, especially since collectors often clean, polish, or handle them frequently. Because of this, most countries have classified them as radioactive artifacts, making sale or transport illegal without special permits. Few survive today, and those that do are sealed behind radiation-proof glass in aviation museums. Camouflaged SS smocks and reproduction patterns. Here's one most people don't realize: the distinctive camouflage patterns created for the Waffen SS, such as oak leaf, plane tree, and P. are still restricted in parts of Europe. These were the first mass-produced camo designs in modern warfare, inspiring uniforms for decades to come. But because they're directly tied to the SS, reproducing or selling them without modification is illegal in Germany, and banned from reenactment events in several countries. Modern camo owes its existence to these designs, yet they remain historically cursed, a reminder of how even pattern and color can carry ideology. World War II wasn't just a war of weapons, it was a war of symbols. Every uniform, badge, and emblem carried meaning far beyond fabric or metal. And while collectors and historians work to preserve these items, the world has decided that some symbols are too dangerous, too painful, or too toxic to circulate freely. From banned SS uniforms to radioactive goggles, these 7 pieces of gear prove that history can linger in unexpected ways, sometimes in the folds of a sleeve or the shine of a badge. If you enjoy uncovering the strange, forbidden, and fascinating relics of World War II, make sure to subscribe, because next week we're diving into the weapons so terrifying that both sides tried to erase them from history.